It's I mean, it's, you can sneakers. It is this, you know. So what should I do? What should I talk about? What? Oh well, let's talk about the elephant. Hi boys and girls, I'm Leon and I'm back again. Today you're gonna talk about this lens and if it's really worth it to buy it for 3,000 euros. Is it? I don't know. It's really up to you, but I can tell you my opinion about it and just check it out, alright? But first of all, I'd like to say that I'm not sponsored by Sony in any way or direction. I'm just a happy dude with a camera who loves lenses and really good lenses too, because you know, the lens is the eye and that's really important to have a good lens. So with that said, this lens is kind of awesome, especially when you pose with it and you can have these cool pictures, you being professional with a big lens on, but you don't buy this lens for that purpose. Yeah, well, some do. Before I became a photographer, I was just taking pictures really. I like to have like a large lens because it made me look so masculine and you know, the barbarian type with the camera. And also I like getting close. That's what I talk about. Oh, everything looks so far away. But yeah, it does. When I became a pro, I really appreciated the wide angles even more. And I know 1 year I only took pictures with a 24mm lens. That's also the only lens I used for like, you know, forever, and I really loved it. Then I bought the 2470, which became my go-to lens overall, especially when I'm taking pictures of bikers. That's the 2470. Most of my pictures are the 2470, I would say, because it's a great lens to have. You can get close-ups, nice portraits, and also have the wide-angle option on the 24mm. With that said, do you really need a 7200 and when? Well, it's really up to you. Most of the questions I get is like, Leon, which is the best lens you have? The right lens for its purpose. Are actually no best lens in the world. It's the best lens for its purpose. That's kind of different. So think of that. Size matters. Doing stuff like me, I'm a really active guy who is out biking with my cameras. I really to stay small and light. This is not even small and it's not definitely not light. This kit with the A9 and the 7200 weighed around 3 kilos. And 3 kilos today, well, it's kind of light if you compare it to the D4 with the 7200 lens on, where only the house weighed like 1.5 kilo. Still, 3 kilos is 3 kilos. If I can reduce that to 2 kilos, it's even better. So if I have the right lens for its purpose and I weigh in on 2 kilos, it's much better than, you know, carry around with heavy stuff that you don't need. So is it really worth it to buy this lens? Well, now let's come to the point. It is worth to buy this lens if you have the purpose for it. If you have the use for this lens, it's totally worth the money because this lens is super sharp. It's kind of a fast autofocus, but the generation 2 is super fast. You can't compare it to this one. This one is not like in the same school really. But, well, it's kind of fast. I still think this generation 1 lens is the fastest 7200 in the same range, price range. I think it's the fastest, I don't know, but I think it is. You can see the pictures I took with this one here. I took those at the local tattoo artist shop and yeah, that was just snapshots. But you can see I tweaked them a little bit so they look more cinematic. And it's a really fun lens to work with. If you're doing like lifestyle portrait stuff, it's really nice to work with this lens. Because you can get those nice cuts. Really nice cuts, and the bokeh is also nice. And that's also a point of it. When it comes to taking portrait photos, you really like to have the nice background and you would like to have your subject stick out from the background, and you will get this with this one. Or you can use a prime lens. The 85 costs 1,500 euros, but it's only one lens. And when you're working with prime lenses, you know you need to be the zoom, not the focus, but the zoom. So you need to step in and step out of it all the time. And if you want to work fast with fast shots, that's not an option. Even if the prime lenses are much better than the zoom lenses, believe me, it's much better. So if you are going for like the super nice, sharp, cool looking bokeh, hit for the prime. For God's sake, buy the prime lens. Don't even look at this. But if you are like a photographer that need to be versatile, and you have like random subjects, and you don't have like a studio that's set up, and you are out in the bushes and taking pictures of birds and bees and bikers and all that jazz, this will be the lens for you. This will work totally perfect and fine for you. And the quality is good. Usually I compare it to my old Hasselblad, which I had back in the days. I like the micro contrast so much in it. This one has the kind of same feeling. You get that, I don't know, there's a little bit touch of it that is so nice that I don't get in a 24-70 lens. That's really a good thing with this lens. And that's like the same effect you had in the Leica lenses, which I love. Oh my God, the Leica lenses is sublime. If you can afford a Leica lens, just buy it. Don't even look at this. I'm just saying, that's the best. That's the best lens for portraits or landscapes. But when it comes to sport photos, this one is the best. If it is competition and you need to stay far away from the subject and you can't even get really close, you can get the close-ups with this one and it becomes super sharp and it's fast focusing. It's really up to you what your purpose is. Think twice before you buy the super expensive lens. Maybe you should buy the 24-70. Maybe it's enough for you. They cost like the same, but still, if you're gonna use a lens a lot, the 24-70 is better than this one, but this one is a really awesome lens. 24-70 and 7200 are the go-to lenses, and they are in every photographer's bag. Usually they are, because they are just awesome. They cover up so long range of zoom from 24 to 200 in 2.8 if you have the 24-70 and 7200. It will work so nice together. Usually I have that when I go in on competition, take pictures. I had the 24-70 on one house and I have this one on the other house. So I'm not limited at all. I can take those wide angles and those close-ups and yeah, I'm good to go. It really covers up. I mean, there are options from Sony. The 7200 is the point of it. Do you really need a 7200? Just ask yourself. Or ask your brother or your sister. Or maybe your subject is just a picture and they disliked it and you buy the 7200, they will be happy. But when it comes to this one, is it worth it? Yeah, I think it's really worth it to buy it. If you want to be like a photographer that can take close-ups and you like to take birds and stuff like that. But if you are more like a street photographer, you can forget about this one. You don't need it. Really, you don't. Well, that's it from me, guys. I'm Leon and all that jazz. Subscribe and like my channel. I am Leonofficial on Instagram. Or you can just skip liking me if you hate me. But if you love me, you can write it down in the comments. Peace, arrivederci, I'm out.